The movie recap starts from when Janet was first trapped in the quantum realm. That is, the universe within the world, very afraid to see things around. But then suddenly some strange creatures attack. Creatures she had never seen before. He then escapes their attack and confronts them. He even kills all the creatures. But then he meets a man who was scared. And Janet asks where we are right now. In fact, it was none other than Kang the Conqueror. Then this scene moves from there to present Scott, Ant-Man. He has become very famous since joining the Avengers. People came to know him very well, even though people didn't like him that much before. But now these people were crazy about him. And the friend now runs my dad's company. She uses PIM particles to give the world a good future. These particles can increase energy and strength. Now their life was developing very well. She was very happy. Even Scott wrote a book about himself, from which he read and told the people. Now he wanted to leave everything and become a good man and a good father. And he always wanted to help humanity. Then Scott gets a call that your daughter has been arrested by the police. Because she messed with the police. She interfered in their affairs. When the police were removing people sleeping on the street from there, then someone prevented them from doing so. This is why Scott and a friend go to the police station and are released. And take it with you. Scott explains that one day you might get into trouble if you want to become an O. So stay away from these things. To which she replies that no dad, I'm all grown up now. I have my own suit to protect myself, and they want to help people. Then Scott discovers for the first time that someone also has a suit, which is none other than Ant-Man. And that's what Scott's friend gives him. Afterwards, the people go to Scott's friend's house and eat with his parents. Here we see that the friend's mom is none other than Janet, which we saw at the beginning. All those people lived happily together now. Here, Casey tries to find out more about the quantum realm with her husband and daughter Janet. This means that the same beginning became the universe, the world. Now Janet's husband is showing Scott that I've started working on my commercial, the sugar cane. To make them stronger, I used beam particles for this purpose. This has made these ads so powerful that I think they can do anything. I mean, whatever I tell them to do, they can do. Then Casey also tells everyone that I made the device, through which we can learn more about the quantum realm. But Janet wasn't happy with that, because she spent 30 years of her life there, which was a very difficult time, and they didn't realize how dangerous the quantum realm could be for them. But Casey convinces them that we don't need to go there to know about the quantum realm. In fact, with the help of this device, we can know about staying e.g. Casey then turns on the device and sends a radio signal to the quantum realm. Because of this, all the data is collected there and displayed to them. But as soon as the answer to the radio signal comes from there, Janet becomes very nervous, and it says to turn off the device. But when Casey doesn't, she turns it off herself. But then this device suddenly turns itself back on, and all things around begin to attract too, even those people. That's why everyone goes inside the facility. And he came to another world, which was none other than quantum realm. Along with them, these ants also went to the quantum realm. Scott arrived in an Ant-Man suit. He and daughter Casey came to the same place, and they were very surprised to see their surroundings, because they didn't understand where they came from. While Janet's daughter and husband came to another place. Janet was not with them, so she got nervous and started looking. And then comes Janet E. She was nervous, and asks them to keep quiet, which meant they had also come to the quantum realm, just in different places. There, Scott was also trying to contact a friend, Janet's daughter, but he was unable to contact him. But still, he kept telling Casey that nothing would happen to us. We are all safe. Now she was talking about a very large creature suddenly rising from below, and he attacks them. She runs for her life. She was going to kill them. So some people in suits came and killed the creature with their powers, and saved their lives. These people were actually supposed to stay in the quantum realm, who also thought of them as a threat to themselves. So they catch them and take them with them. She was saying something in another language. Then when they give Scott his special drink, so now Scott was beginning to understand their language. Then he tells them how we came and we are not a threat to you. But then their leader comes before them. He says you came from above. That way is open. So sure the conqueror must also come This is not a beginner, which Janet also met. The leader tells them that the quantum realm has attacked our world, and he did it like hell. But Scott did not understand who the last conqueror was. But we understand that the man is Kang the Conqueror, who is not too dangerous and a good person. Janet meets some people Who is he meeting with? They were very happy to see it, because she obviously spent so much time When they saw this husband and daughter, they were surprised. Now people give them a big flying creature, so they can ride it. Then they ride it and go to the place, where Janet also gives them a special kind of drink. And now these people are also starting to understand the language of Now Janet meets a friend and asks him for help. because this man and Janet had met the Conqueror before, and it was a very brave game. She became very famous in the world, but Janet feels very bad knowing that the friend is now with the Conqueror. This means that he has an extended hand of reconciliation, and now he is looking for these people. Hearing this, Tina gets angry. Therefore, he attacks the man and steals the ship and escapes from E. On the other hand, the leader of the Quantum Realm was telling Scott that the Conqueror killed our people and created his own world E, where he has a lot of companions who are as dangerous as he is, and the survivors hide it and constantly fight to defeat it. Now, meanwhile, they were attacked by people from Kang the Conqueror, because they found out that these people, Janet and Scott, came for example. That is why they fight and compete with them. Although the Conqueror's team was very large, there is a very big fight going on between them. The Conqueror men were wearing heavy suits and lighting fires. Meanwhile, Casey sees that these people are setting up the leader of Eon. Therefore, without thinking, she comes in a suit and goes to help him. When Scott sees this, he has to go help him too. And now these two father and daughter come in their Ant-Man suits and start fighting them. And they kill a lot of people very bravely. Now they breathed a sigh of relief as a large robotic machine attacked them. She was throwing fireballs, leaving behind a terrible light as well as fast electricity. That is why these people start running for their lives. But then the robotic machine comes in front of Scott and says, "Nice to meet you again, Scott." Then the machine will show its face. When Scott saw this, he was very surprised, because this was one of the enemies Scott killed in the suit. It is obvious that the question on his mind now was, how is he alive now? He also picks him up and brings him with him and says he wasn't dead that day. I actually came to the Quantum Realm, where Kang the Conqueror saved me and made a robot machine. I attack everyone who comes E. On the other hand, Janet told this story to her husband and daughter that when I came to the Quantum Realm, then I met Kang the Conqueror E. He was also trapped like me. He told me that I was going to different planets, but since the ship was broken, I did the same. I actually have a ship that I can go to any timeline, any universe. Janet says she and I then recharged the ship's energy ball so it could return home. And then after many years of hard work we were successful, because we charged that energy ball. After that we started putting it in Kang's ship. His entire ship was connected to the mind. And then, as soon as I touched it, I saw everything in Kang's mind, from which I found out that I had also destroyed the Kang world so many times. I completely destroyed them as if they were never found. And he wasn't trapped in the Quantum Realm, but someone intentionally trapped him, e.g., to stay and not go out and destroy any other world and time. But since the ship was repaired, he also got a suit, so he told Janet, "I'll leave you at your house too. And I promise I won't do anything to your world, your planet." But Janet was not content to leave my planet for safety, but to destroy the others. So he comes in the form of a suit, disappears, steals the energy ball and starts running from there. But since Kang had obtained the suit, she couldn't run far. After going a little far, he goes there and stops Janet from escaping. Then Janet magnifies this energy ball with force so that Kang can never reach it, and runs away from E. As a result, Kang the Conqueror was caught e.g. because the road was also closed, and because he had a strong side, he created the world of E. After that he also created a very large team, and Janet kept hiding from him. He then came to the ship, saved his life and took him home. But even after returning, he was still ashamed that I had awakened a monster in the Quantum Realm. After which his daughter tells him not to worry. We will prevent him from taking the energy ball together. And then the three of them leave to find the energy ball. In front of Scott was Kang, who ordered him to kill someone. "That I will kill your daughter, so go get that energy ball." So Scott wants to go save his daughter. But once he gets in the middle of the place, he gets weird. He sees that there are many more registrations like me, E. He doesn't understand anything that's going on. The more he thought about it, the more he resembled it. It was all the work of the mind. He did everything. And then people like Scott, because a very large team was formed, e.g. So there is a mess between them. Because all the bakers were going to the place where the energy ball is. Everyone wanted to get it. But in this circle, the main Scott remains down there. But then he climbs up with the help of all the effigies. They all did exactly the same as the ants. That means they were climbing on top of each other, and they had to make a long line up. He was going to go to the top and reach the energy ball. That's when it falls. But then a friend comes and saves him. Scott then shrinks the orb of power and energy again. And then Janet and husband come too. Janet tells him not to give this ball to Kang at any cost. But then Kang comes in and takes Scott's ball. Therefore, Scott and a friend arrive in their suit and try to stop him. But it's no use because he drops them. He then takes Janet with him and leaves E. And there the husband was busy fighting the robotic machine. After Kang took him with him, he told Janet that as I went through each timeline, I saw that the entire universe, the planet, was gradually ending. Not because of anyone else, but because of the people who live there. That's why I captured the timeline first. And all the planets that were not good for me were dangerous. I killed them all. And I did not leave those people who were with me. I may have killed millions of people, but I don't care. On the other hand, Scott and daughter have husband Janet, with which they also had ants, which already looked very large and powerful. He then tells them that these ants have narrated the life of years of this quantum realm in a matter of minutes, and it was only because of their intelligence that they became powerful and advanced. Then Kang's guards, as they were taking Casey to capture him. That's when he cleverly gets rid of those guards. By killing them, he also frees the leader E. The leader tells Casey that you are all sending a message that we should attack Kang Tower together. We can beat him. After hearing this, it somehow waves to the system there and sends a message that we are the same. And absolutely right too. So now you all attack Kang Tower together. We can beat him. She encouraged everyone. And Scott was also listening to all the conversations. After that, all those people go together to attack the tower. But Kang also found out about it. He was thinking of escaping from E with the whole army. He orders him to insert the energy ball into the ship, start the ship and steer it. But then Scott comes there in a very large size ant suit and wreaked havoc everywhere. He destroyed buildings with his fists and feet very easily. Kang's ships prevented him from doing so, but he also just pushed them aside with his hands and moved them around like ants. These ships were so powerful that the rest of the people also came to attack Kang. They got very close to the tower. When the robot machine was about to kill someone, she also got bigger like Dad and hit him hard. Then she hit him more and threw him there and said, I can give you a chance. If you want, you can become a good person by improving yourself. Kang's ship was about to fly when Scott attacked him. And with a single click, many pieces of the ship will break. That's why Kang also came out in a really dangerous form. And he starts killing the people on the ship with a dangerous, powerful lightsaber. No one could stand before him, and he was falling all around the ship. Not even Scott was able to move forward to stop him. He didn't even tolerate an attack. Kang then angrily tells him that you have no idea how powerful and dangerous I am. I don't know how many planets I have destroyed the universe, and I also killed many Avengers soldiers, so you are nothing to me. As soon as he finishes, a lot of ants come flying in, brought by Janet's husband. All those ants attack Kang at the same time. Their numbers were so high that it was very difficult for Kang to stop them. That's why he made a shield around himself so he couldn't stop him. But then he is suddenly attacked by a robotic machine that shatters the shield. And now hundreds of ants are attacking him at the same time. And that ends the robotic machine. Janet then tells him that you all come to the tower quickly. We depart from E. And since he had very little time, he quickly went inside the tower. Janet created a portal using an energy ball E, through which he begins to traverse the world. They all leave, but when it's Scott's turn, Kang attacks him. And he feels very bad, because he actually wanted to stop Scott and get out of the portal's way. But Scott starts destroying the energy ball using the force to stop him. When Kang sees this, he starts trying to get out of E quickly. But as they approach the portal, Scott's friend approaches from the front, who kills him and gives him the power of an energy ball. The energy ball was already destroying Scott, so it starts to crack. And there is a loud explosion that also takes Kang into its embrace. And that's how this mystery recap ends. But the energy ball couldn't get out of E because that path was closed. But she was happy that we saved the quantum realm from destruction. Now, with the help of Casey's device, he reopens the portal in front of him, from which he also returns. Now Scott was thinking about winning. Kang told him in his mind that there will be more danger than this. But when he's not thinking about it so much, he's thinking about how to enjoy life. And he celebrates his birthday with Casey. They were all very happy together. We then see Kang's army, in which there were many different kinds of Kang. And then we see the main Kang of this army. He is taken out of E and sent to the quantum realm, so that she was destroying the universe, which the previous Kang couldn't do. And this thing pointed to that danger that Scott was also thinking about. After that we see Loki and Morbius, who will meet the main Kang of this second version of this Kang's army, whose face Loki identified, which he also told Morbius. Now showing these two post-credit scenes, this movie recap ends here.